Counting on alum Jinger Duggar Vu recently made headlines after announcing her third pregnancy. The 30-year-old has expressed her interest in having a third child with Jeremy for quite some time, and many fans are excited about their growing family. Jor has also started sharing stories about how she learned about her pregnancy. Her latest vlog features how her mother Michelle and some of her sisters learned about her pregnancy. Keep reading to see their reaction. Jinger recently uploaded a vlog and participated in an interview to announce her third pregnancy. According to the Counting on alum, they're very excited about the upcoming addition to their family. She also revealed that her tummy wasn't as big yet, but she's expecting that it's going to be an awesome pregnancy. Jinger told her pregnancy news to Jeremy during a birthday celebration. They were both hoping to have a child, but they still couldn't believe that it finally came true, as they got emotional when she told me, "I was literally speechless," Jeremy confessed, adding that he's now spoiling his pregnant wife with all the food she likes. Jinger's latest vlog also features her pregnancy announcement to her sisters and Michelle. The Counting on alums were hanging out in a hot tub moments later. Jinger Duggar Vuolo said she couldn't hop in with her sisters because she had a baby in her tummy. Everybody was speechless at first before realizing that Jinger was expecting a child. Unfortunately, the clip is short, and the video was taken at night. However, the surprise is clear to see in some of their faces. "I was debating whether or not to tell you guys, because last time I told you, things didn't go so well," she added, referring to her miscarriage in 2019. Jinger has numerous projects amid her pregnancy as well. Next year, the Counting on alum will publish a new book, People Pleaser: Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations. It features stories from her childhood to early adulthood, where she grew up trying to fulfill the expectations of others. According to Jinger Duggar Vuolo, the memoir will tell the story of how she was able to break free from these patterns and discover true freedom. For fans of the Duggar family, pregnancy announcements are often joyous occasions filled with anticipation and excitement. With their large, close-knit family and deeply rooted traditions, sharing such special news is an experience cherished by the Duggars. Recently, Jinger Duggar Vuolo shared a touching and personal story about how her mother Michelle Duggar and her sisters learned about her pregnancy, a moment that was uniquely meaningful and a testament to her evolving relationship with her family. As a part of the famous Duggar clan, Jinger has always been in the spotlight. However, since marrying Jeremy Vuolo and moving to Los Angeles, she has embraced a more private, independent lifestyle while still maintaining close ties with her large family back in Arkansas. When it came time to share the news of her pregnancy, Jinger wanted it to be something special, especially for her mother and sisters who had been through this experience with her so many times before. In a recent interview and on her social media, Jinger opened up about this heartwarming moment, sharing the details of how she decided to let her mom and sisters in on her life-changing news and the emotions that followed. Jinger Duggar's path has been somewhat different from her siblings. After marrying Jeremy in 2016, the couple moved from Arkansas to Texas and then to Los Angeles, where they currently live. Jinger has been candid about how this move helped her discover her own identity outside of the large family dynamic she grew up in. Her journey toward independence also included a reevaluation of some of the beliefs she had been raised with, as well as new ways of thinking about faith-like lifestyle and her role as a wife and mother. While her new life in Los Angeles may feel worlds apart from her family's traditional lifestyle in Arkansas, Jinger has remained deeply connected to her roots. She frequently shares fond memories of her upbringing and the lessons she learned from her parents. This is why sharing her pregnancy news with her mother Michelle and her sisters was so important to her. It represented a merging of her past with her present, a way of acknowledging her family while also embracing her new path. Jinger's decision to share her pregnancy news with her family was thoughtful and symbolic of her unique relationship with them. she knew that the moment had to be both personal and memorable. In her recounting of the event, Jinger explained that she wanted to surprise her mother, Michelle, in a way that honored the family's deep connection, while also celebrating the new chapter in her life. Knowing how much her family values togetherness, Jinger decided to wait, and until she could tell her mother and sisters the news in person. While the physical distance between Los Angeles and Arkansas made it difficult, she wanted to find the right moment when they could all be together. As luck would have it, a family gathering provided the perfect opportunity. During a visit back to Arkansas, Jinger found herself surrounded by her mother Michelle and several of her sisters. With excitement and anticipation building, she seized the moment to reveal the news. She shared that she and Jeremy were expecting a baby, and the reaction from her family was everything she had hoped. For Michelle, Duggar's reaction was one of overwhelming joy. Jinger described her mother's face lighting up with happiness as she heard the news. For Michelle, who had given birth to 19 children herself, hearing about her daughter's pregnancy was not just a cause for celebration, but a deep reminder of her own journey as a mother, as someone who had experienced the joys and challenges of pregnancy so many times. Michelle was able to connect with Jinger on a profound level. Jinger revealed that her mother immediately embraced her, tears of joy filling her eyes. Michelle's maternal instincts kicked in as she offered words of encouragement and support, assuring Jinger that she would be there for her every step of the way, even from afar. It was a tender moment between mother and daughter, one that underscored the special bond they shared despite their geographical distance. For Michelle, hearing that she was going to become a grandmother once again was a source of immense pride. Her love for her grandchildren is well known, and she had already welcomed several into the family. At that point, each new pregnancy announcement from one of her children brings fresh excitement, and Jinger's news was no different. In fact, Jinger noted that her mother seemed to relish the opportunity to offer advice, drawing on her own extensive experience as a mother to guide Jinger through the process. Jinger's sisters were equally thrilled by the news. In her recounting, Jinger mentioned how her sisters immediately began talking about the baby, offering their own advice and experiences from their pregnancies. Growing up in such a large family, the Duggar sisters have always had a close bond, often sharing in each other's milestones and life events. Pregnancy, in particular, is something they have experienced collectively. Many of them became mothers around the same time, creating a shared understanding of motherhood. Jinger shared that her sisters were excited to offer practical tips, from managing morning sickness to choosing baby names. Their reactions ranged from squeals of excitement to thoughtful discussions about the journey ahead. For Jinger, this collective support from her sisters meant the world. Although she had been living away from Arkansas for some time, the love and connection between her and her sisters remained as strong as ever. In reflecting on the moment she shared her pregnancy news with her family, Jinger expressed how symbolic it was for her. While she had embraced a more independent life in Los Angeles, the experience of sharing her pregnancy with her family grounded her in her roots. It reminded her that no matter how far she had come, her family would always be there to support her. This moment also represented a merging of the different parts of Jinger's identity. She was still the daughter of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, raised with strong family values and faith, but she was also a woman who had carved out her own path, exploring life beyond the world she grew up in, and finding her own place in the world. Sharing her pregnancy news was a way of honoring both her past and her present, and it was a beautiful reminder of the love that connects her to her family. As Jinger prepared for the arrival of her baby, the support and love from her mother and sisters became even more important. Although she was living far from her family, their advice and encouragement helped her navigate the challenges of pregnancy. Jinger shared that she often called her mother and sisters with questions, knowing that they would offer valuable insight based on their own experiences. In addition to the practical advice, Jinger also found comfort in knowing that she was continuing the legacy of motherhood that had been passed down through generations in her family. The Duggars have always valued family, and for Jinger, becoming a mother was not just a personal milestone, but a continuation of the values she holds dear.